everyone. Wow, that's a loud mic. Usually I'm trying to clap hands or ding a glass to get everyone's attention, so this is nice. By the way, before I forget, a few housekeeping notes. Restrooms are around the corner from that opening down there, past where the breakfast items are. I know many of you, but for those that don't know me, my name is Chadwick, and I serve as president of the Children's Cancer Foundation, and welcome to the first annual CCF-hosted Research Symposium. I'd like to extend our heartfelt appreciation to our partner, Giant Food, for hosting this terrific event and for feeding us today. All the delicious food is courtesy of Giant Food and Chef Mike. Please join me in thanking our hosts today, and I'd like to give a special acknowledgement to Giant Food Director of Quality Assurance, Terry McGowan, who's over there behind the little curtain. I don't see her here at the moment, but Director of Marketing, Phyllis Andrade, and Giant Foods Division President and a huge supporter of CCF, Gordon Reed. I also want to thank Dr. Jeff Toretsky, MD, who chairs the CCF Medical Advisory Board and has been a long-term friend of the foundation. Today's event was the idea and was originated by Jeff. But less than a year after we first discussed the concept over lunch, we're here today to enjoy a meaningful and important day where researchers funded by CCF share how their research in the field of pediatric oncology is making a difference. I want to extend our appreciation to the Symposium Planning Committee, Dr. Jeffrey Dome of Children's National Medical Center, and Dr. Young Kwok of the University of Maryland Medical Center. This day would not be possible without the contributions of many. It is an honor to serve as president of the Children's Cancer Foundation and to be part of this extraordinary day. Please join me in thanking all of our speakers and all partners who have made today possible. I would now like to introduce the Executive Director of the Children's Cancer Foundation, Tasha Museles.
Good morning, thank you. I am just completely humbled and honored to be here this morning. As Jerry said, probably less than a year ago, Jeff Toretsky came to us with this idea. And here we are, June 1st, 2016, with the trial balloon of our research symposia. So I'm delighted to see everyone here. Wanted to extend thanks to our host, Giant Food. We couldn't have done this without you, so thank you, Terry, and your team for everything. I'd also like to recognize the Children's Cancer Foundation staff. I know some of you, but not all of you. We are a team of 3, and behind the scenes, Roseanne Barilli, who's in the corner, wave, Roseanne, is really the historic and institutional knowledge and memory of Children's Cancer Foundation. I'm only here about 18 months in this position and with this amazing organization, so I'm really the new kid on the block. And Roseanne and Jerry and Jeff are the patient ones with the historical knowledge of how to keep things going. So I'm honored to be here in this role. I also want to introduce Stephanie Moore, who is over here. Thank you, Stephanie. She joined the team in March of this year, and she's also going to be a speaker. She has a personal journey to share with you. So the 3 of us make up the staff of Children's Cancer Foundation. So we are lean and mean, and I do mean that quite literally. So don't mess with us. No, I'm kidding. We love what we do. We're passionate about it, and we are thrilled to be here. Wanted to basically let you know that behind the scenes, we are not really the heroes here. You are the heroes, and you're doing the frontline work of our mission. You make it possible. You are the reason why I am here today, why we do what we do. There's no greater purpose, in my opinion, for us to be gathered here today, and I'm delighted that we may be onto something, and want to thank Jeff for that little nugget of an idea that he shared with us at the end of last summer or early fall. So we are here united in one purpose. We may be here for different reasons, maybe here to learn, maybe here to pick something up, bring back to our institution. But at the end of the day, I hope that this is a great learning experience for all of us and that we can take this and move it forward. So I thank all of you for being here. I thank our speakers for being here and for giving us your time. As I said, I'm new to Children's Cancer Foundation, so this is a new event for us, and I am just truly honored and humbled that we are all here here this morning. So without further ado, I want to introduce Jeff Toretsky, who created this idea. We're just the worker bees who executed. He probably needs no introduction for most of you, but he is the chair of our medical advisory board, and he has really brought things to a new level for us. So I'm honored to give you Jeff.
So it's really a pleasure and an honor to be able to start off this symposium this year. I'm just going to have a couple of brief remarks, and then you'll get to hear from me a little later. First of all, I've always thought, ever since 1995, when CCF started supporting me as a fellow, that it was odd that they were providing all this research money locally, and there was never a forum where we could all get together and talk about what we're doing together while benefiting from this local support. So thank you to Jerry and to Tasha for, and the executive board and the whole board of CCF for allowing this sort of idea to grow into an actual event today. I think childhood cancer research will benefit from our continued and enlarged collaboration, which hopefully we'll have today. There'll be lots of time for mixing and meeting each other besides the formal presentations. We had talked about a poster session. We thought this year we'll keep it small and just get people together for a first time. If it's successful, then I'd really like to expand this in a year where we would have a poster session as part of the day and let our trainees and some of the younger people get a chance to show off their work. So keep that in mind as the day goes along. Like, what could we do to make this better for next year? And I also want to make it possible for people who are some of the advocates and the supporters of childhood cancer to be really aware of this really rich wealth of regional resources that we have, clinical resources, research resources, and let people know that there's an opportunity to support childhood cancer research that doesn't involve sending your money to Memphis, okay? There's nothing wrong with Memphis, okay? But what goes to Memphis stays in Memphis. And we have a wonderful and important need for our local research, all of our local hospitals, our local research institutes, and I think it's really important that people get that message. Again, there's nothing wrong with some of the national charities, especially the ones that allow people from this area to even compete for the funds. But I think it's really important that we have a strong local competition, a strong research opportunity for our local docs, and that helps grow young people up as well. I think that's one of the things that, for me, is most exciting about today, is that this organization allowed me to go from a fellow now to a full professor and have a wonderful research journey along the way. And I really believe very strongly that this is the kind of organization that can help young people start out from their fellowships and move through a research career. So hopefully we can do that together. Let me give you a brief outline of the day. Each of the three sections of the day, bone and soft tissue sarcomas, brain tumors, and the immune therapy section this afternoon, will basically be opened with sort of a keynote of that section to talk about some of the clinically relevant, clinically advanced work that's going on. And then for the first three of those sessions, including the keynote, we're going to have a patient parent or a patient themselves. I'll just preempt you, the Eileen Foteau, who's going to be speaking in the middle section, is a dynamo. You're going to really love hearing from her. So I was impressed with her from the first time I met her, and I'm sure you will be as well. And then there'll be a series of research talks from people who've been funded by CCF, and you can see where the support has gone. And hopefully this will give people ideas while you're listening to what our colleagues are doing to think about ways we can continue to collaborate more in the region. The timekeeper for each session will be the chair of the session. So the first session will be Dr. Jeff Dome, and then Young Kwok, and then in the afternoon, Terry Fry. There's going to be a gap for questions after each talk. So if you have questions, there'll be an opportunity to ask them, have a discussion. I've told the speakers that I want this to be something that's accessible to everybody in the room, but not to leave out the high-level science. Make it so that people can ask you the tough questions in the science, and make it so that we can have a good scientific discussion as well, because I think then everybody benefits. So with that, I'll introduce Dr. Jeff Dome, my colleague from Children's National Medical Center, who's going to open the first session.